Hi everyone, welcome to another video from Free Youth Soccer Drills. Today we're going to be looking at balanced formations. So what is a balanced formation? Well, you can see here that the blue team are set up very aggressively. They're playing three at the back, one defensive midfielder, and then they've got four up top. That's not balanced, it's very attacking. Alternatively, if you're playing this kind of formation, it's very defensively. So when we say balanced, we're talking about a good number of defenders, usually four, a good number of midfielders, usually four, and one or two people up top. In the other videos, we look at defensive formations and attacking formations, but this one here for balanced formations, we're typically going to be looking at the 4-4-2 formations that you can see here on the red team. So let's start with the flat 4-4-2. So when you hear flat 4-4-2, this is typically what you'll be looking at. You've got a back four, your right back, your left back, and your two central defenders. You've got four across the midfield, a right midfield, left midfield, two central midfielders, and we'll look at how they can change in a little while. And you're likely to have two strikers. You may have one that's further forward and one that's a support striker to the centre forward, but quite often it's a 4-4-2 like this. So that's your flat 4-4-2. It's the most commonly used formation in world football. Certainly 9 teams out of 10 were using it 10, 15 years ago. However, the game has changed now. But what you will find is that the majority of teams still use 4-4-2, particularly at lower level and for younger kids that are playing the game. 4-4-2 is still used because it's the easiest one to both defend and attack and to coach. Players are typically staying where they are. They're not moving about a huge amount. And it is just a good, solid, balanced formation. Now on the other side of a 4-4-2, you can have the diamond. Now the diamond is where the defenders stay the same, the attackers stay the same, but what you do here is you add an attacking midfielder, you add a more defensive midfielder, somebody that sits just in front of the defenders, and what will quite often happen is you bring the wider midfielders in here. So what you can see here is we have that diamond there. Now what this does leave you with is a bit of a gap here and here, out wide, but that's not too much of an issue a lot of the time. What you will find is that you control the game with this formation in the middle here a lot more, but because you've got this person that's sitting here and that can go in here to create that back three, it allows your fullbacks to push on. And effectively, you can become a 3-4-3 or a 3-5-2 really easily with this formation. It certainly allows these to pass on, and then they can play with them as well. So that's that formation. What you can also then do is a narrow 4-4-2. So this is where you have two sitting central midfielders or defensive midfielders, and you have two attacking midfielders supporting the strikers. This does leave big gaps here and here, but there have been a lot of professional teams that have used this formation in the past, mainly because they have better central midfielders than they do wide players. And if you've got fullbacks that are willing to act as almost wing backs and can go up and down the wing here, you're really okay. But what you want to do is just make sure that you're playing with the strikers and the attacking midfielders up top here, and just don't leave too much room either side. So those are really your main 3 4-4-2 balanced formations.